What's going on, Shenanigans? It's Monday, and I have some time to finally get back to them down to the basement and do some stuffs. Firstly, check this out. This is from the Canadian Pinball Championships of 2009. It was either 2009 or 2008. It was my very first pinball tournament ever. And then it was held at a place called the Palladium. They took a couple years off and then started tournaments back up again. So I basically played 2 tournaments in about 4 years there. And that was it. And then I started kind of getting into pinball from then. But yeah, I pulled this one out of the old closet. It's been a while since I wore that one. Secondly, I still haven't set up high speed back up in the living room. That is going to happen hopefully today. I don't see why not. And okay, I don't know if you have seen yet, but a couple things. Okay, first of all, we'll go with this. Rob Noel, a while ago, bought my Zippadoo off me because he is the EM guy, and it's a good project for him. So, one moment. I don't need the flash on, but there is my video of when Dave Still brings me the Zippadoo, and then where Rob Noel, good photo there, buys the Zippadoo, and he just busted that out recently, and he sent me a little video, just kind of going over the machine. I guess I'll cut that in shortly, but yeah, he finds some interesting things inside, including some green mouse poo, which I guess means that the mouse had recently eaten some of those green block poison thingamajiggies and pooped it out, and then shortly thereafter went for a long nap and then just sort of disintegrated into the cabinet. So I'll show you that little video clip. I guess I'll call it like a Rob Noel Shenanigans short. Here you go.
Am I going to stay on you but first?
Hey, Joe. Joe's going to help me with the camera work. We're going to have a quick tour of what I'm dealing with Zippadoo. The playfield is so dirty. Look at this. I'll lick my finger. You can just draw lines in it. So that'll clean up. And check this out. This is really cool. Stan Harrison Company, coin machines, music, pinball, cigarettes, candy. If it works with a coin, we have it. And that is a great sticker. And otherwise, pretty clean apron. So it's like, okay, so it's filthy. And then check out the underside here. Ah, there seems to have been some kind of fire. Okay, that's always helpful. This one is, I don't feel very confident about it either. Here is mouse poo. Can you turn that light on over there? There's a little switch on the base right there. It's not plugged in. Because you can see the mouse poo down here is kind of green. And the green poo means the mouse was eating poison. And then you can see where the mouse died. In here, there's the sort of disgusting zone of some mouse that's just disintegrated. You can tell by the shape. So yeah, lots of mouse poo. That's green, poisoned mouse poo, random pieces. There's the tilt bob. So it's going to be a challenge. There's another coil that's looking rather suspect. I might put it up for sale and just say probably a fuse. And there's your rubbers. Oh yeah, you gotta get that bad boy off. Oh, I'm gonna need a chisel. There we go. Nice. So Zippadoo, it's gonna be a challenge.
Yeah, so maybe I'll keep you up to date on Rob's progress on Zippadoo. Pretty unique machine, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes along with that. Next thing is fellow Shenanigander, Chris Mckinley, just had his birthday, so shout out and happy birthday, Chris. Hope you had a very shenanigandous birthday. Next is Mark's Basement Arcade. I don't know if you've seen or heard yet, but Mark has his own YouTube channel, and I was watching it long before I started my own channel. And now he is he's one of the biggest shenaniganders of them all. He did a parody video on Pinball Shenanigans. So I'll give you just a few seconds here. I'll show you what it's about. Here you go.
Hello, Shenaniganders. As you can see, we are out on another pinball adventure. I got a call from somebody that there was a pinball machine. Well, actually, I got an email saying that they had a pinball machine for sale and they were going to list it on Marketplace.
So that's just a little teaser. What I'm going to do is post the link to this video below in the description, and check out this video because Mark did an awesome job. I didn't think he had a lot of footage or material to work with, but he definitely pulled it off, and it's hilarious. I mean, I'll probably find it the most hilarious of anyone, but when he first showed this to the rough draft to me and Jamie, we were laughing our asses off, and Jamie was like literally had tears. But I don't want to hype it up too much because, like I said, I and Jamie will be the ones that laugh the hardest probably at this. Although when Brad Hopkins, shout out, saw the first 2 minutes of this, he called me right away and told me how hilarious he thought it was. So maybe you'll find it hilarious too. Check it out, link below. Yeah, so there's just a few little, I guess, updates for the shenanigans. I'm going to go downstairs now and try and get Hurricane all up and running. I did one fix. I'll show you when I get down there, but there's still a few more little things to go, so we'll see what kind of progress we can make. Alright, time for a little update on what I've been doing here with Hurricane. So my Ferris wheel was slipping, the blue one, which is right there. So when the ball would land in it, that wheel had a hard time spinning. The red one always seemed to be okay, but the blue one was slipping. So why? Not exactly sure, but what I did was put the Ferris wheel in test here, and I spent a little while here trying to clean all the wheels with rubbing alcohol and Q-tips as they're spinning around, and also clean the drive belt as well. The drive belt's in good shape, so I do have a spare. Actually, oh no, that's just, there's a little spot right there, but that must be where the drive belt is attached to itself, a little joint there. But yeah, so I'm just kind of wiping off the residue that the rubbing alcohol leaves. But so I've cleaned the belt and then wheelies, and then this is the adjustment for the tension. So I've tightened that up a little bit, and as you can see, the Ferris wheel is spinning. You know what we should do in a second here, but I did also just vacuum out the cabinet. It wasn't bad, but tilt bob wasn't installed, so I installed that. Since I rebuilt the flippers, the left one was sticky. I haven't quite determined exactly what it was, but I did tighten up the spring a bit, and then I changed the coil stop to a different one just in case it was magnetized. And haven't got it to stick again yet, so time will tell on that. But let's test the Ferris wheel with the weight of the ball now, because that is the real test. So can I manually shoot the ball in there? Oh, look at that. That had no issue whatsoever. Getting around, cool. Okay, let's try that again. Throw another ball in there. And throw another ball in there. Put the weight of 2 balls on there and really test it. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. It, 'It, 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 Okay, seems to be happy with one ball. So let's try that one more time. That seems good. Maybe, I don't know if they're supposed to be set exactly certain distance apart from each other for effect, but come on, ball. Let's zoom out here. Okay, let's try this one more time and just see what happens. Now this is also solenoid test, so I don't know if this is gonna behave differently in gameplay at all, but I'm pretty content with that. So gameplay will determine whether that's resolved, and it will also determine whether my sticky flipper is resolved. The other thing I did was I went into flasher test. We'll go running and checked every single flasher. So there's 4 flashers behind the disc. 1 was out. These 3 flashers weren't working. I don't know that I even found a dead flasher. I think it was just all the legs needed to be kind of pulled out a little bit on the flashers, and the sockets, I could put the bulb in and out a few times. This flasher was out, that flasher was out, orange flasher was out here. So I had a number of flashers that were out, but all of them are now happy. Alright, what else? I went into lamp test, and I had a bunch, maybe 4 or 5 LEDs that were out. Now these are the old style LEDs, not the SMDs, so they're not as bright, but the 50K was out. A couple of the GI were out. I tried to figure out why this 4X appears darker than all the other blue ones, but I switched LEDs around and still same effect. So I guess for whatever reason this 4X insert might just be a little bit darker than the others. What else? I think that's it for bulbs. You know what it would be nice though is the juggler LEDs there. It'd be nice if I could put in something brighter there, because that's, the rest is tolerable. That is just, you can hardly even see it. Oh, that reminds me, there's a juggler flasher. For some reason I don't remember that juggler flasher in flasher test. Let's go back. Flasher test. We'll go running, and then take a peek here. There's just one flasher back there. I hope it flashes, because that looks a little awkward to get at. Okay, so I must have just overlooked that one, but okay, good to know that works. But yeah, so I can change like 2 LEDs pretty easily, but the 2 ones under the ramp, that looks like it might be a little more of a chore. Maybe if I just undid these 3 screws. How is this thing? Yeah, so anyway. Oh, what else I did was, okay, so the original posts for here, let's get it off the flasher test. The original posts here, there's 2 fat upside down triangular yellow rubbers that used to be there, and I think this is just a standard fat yellow, and then this was just a black. When I got the machine, these were all just the slim black posts. I looked for some yellow fatties, but I didn't have any, so I just changed them to the sort of matching cliffy colored posts. Orange here. Guess I just went with orange there. I mean, what else color would I would have picked? I mean, maybe green. I could have went green there, but so I put green there to match this plastic. So that's just a minor cosmetic touch. I am liking that better than what was there, and that is for sure. I'll show you actually what I found in the coin box. These are the original daddy yellows that were in there. Wait, here we go. Yeah, so a little chewy. Here's the new coil stop I put in that I replaced. So I don't know if they're magnetized or what, but I can go back in there. And then what was actually on the two posts where these were, there was these spacers and then a little bit of black rubber. I don't know if they just only had one black rubber post left, so they cut it in half and then used these spacers to fill the rest of the gap. But those were in there, so I just put them in my little spacer bin. Might come in handy one day. And so bulbs are good, tilt bob's good, what flashers are good, posts. Oh yes, guess what I've got coming in the mail? A Hurricane original topper that will go right here where I cannot see it. But I got lucky and I found one. This connector is what plugs into it. There's a lamp board in there. I guess he said it has 1 or 2 flashers and maybe 4 555 bulbs in there. It says it's a little brittle and a little old, but hey, I'll take it. And the price was very reasonable. It is from a company called Alouette Amusements, a guy named Rob. So shout out to Rob at Alouette. Thank you very much. I'm happy to get this topper, and that should be getting shipped out this week. So that was a score. This is what I'm going to do next. I'm getting pretty tired of every time I turn on the machine, I gotta wait extra long because there's no batteries, and then I've got to bypass the adjustment thingamajiggy, adjustment failure, or factory settings restored, or whatever it says. And then I gotta wait some more, and then the machine's very loud because it's on factory volume, so I have to turn down the volume. So I've done that like 10 times already today, and I think I want to not do that anymore. So going to remove the battery pack off the CPU and mount it off the board with the new battery holder. Oh, I also forgot to mention that when I first checked the flashers in flasher test, not a single one was working. So I thought, no, it must be a fuse. So I threw my meter on the first fuse I saw, boom, and that actually happened to be the fuse for the flashers, and in fact it was dead. So I popped in another fuse, fully expecting it to blow as soon as I powered on the machine, assuming that one of the flasher sockets might have a short or something. Fortunately, that was not the case, and I had changed the fuse. It's supposed to be a 5 amp slow blow, but I just put in a 5 amp fast blow to see if it was going to blow, because I have more fast blows than I have slow blows. But it's holding up just fine and dandy, so I might just leave it in there. And if a flasher blows the fuse, then I'll put in the slow blow. But I don't really see any reason for that to happen. And yeah, so making good progress. Because Ray and I tried to play a couple games on Saturday night. But, oh yeah, the other thing is intermittent drain switch not registering. Now I tried to test that about 20 times just by plunging balls, and it registered every single time. But what I did was bend the switch up just a little bit so that it can force the contact down a little harder. But between the drain switch not working, the flipper being sticky, and the Ferris wheel not really working, we could barely tolerate playing the game. So, and the last thing I forgot to mention is that you shoot the middle ramp, you get nothing. This switch would work in switch test. This switch would work in switch test, but you would never really get any sort of points. So I put it in switch test, and I'll show you what I did actually. Did I miss it? Oh yeah. Okay, switch test. So, what I did was, I triggered the switch while watching the display. What? What did I do? Left coin slot. Is it stuck down or something? What's going on here? Why is it on left coin slot? Ooh. So something's fishy going on there. Look at this. Left coin slot. What is happening here? Which one is left? Okay. So this triggers something different. That's 3 down from the top left corner. See that? This switch. Why is it doing that? Am I just being dumb? Now when I'm trying to test any other switch, I'm not getting anything. It's almost like the left coin slot says it's open. It's supposed to be open. It's not supposed to be closed. Let's go to active switches. Single switch. Oh, maybe that's my problem. What? What is happening here? Oh, I got all confused. Because, wait, hold on. Ferris wheel. And out hole. Okay. Let's remove the balls from the out hole. Switch, and now just Ferris wheel. Okay. Switch edges. What the heck was going on there before? This is Shenanigans, right? What did I do? Did I do something stupid? Was I in... Let's see if I can figure out what I did wrong. I was in switch levels. Single switch. Okay, I was in single switch test. Which is... okay, this is what I was doing. Single switch test allows you to pan through every single switch. Almost feel like I'm trying to snarf on Johnny Mnemonic. So I don't really ever use this test. That's why it threw me for a loop. But I do use the switch levels sometimes. Switch edges is where I thought I was going. Okay, now that I've straightened myself back out here, what I did on the ramp here was hit the switch and it says Comet entry. But when I hit this switch, it said Hurricane entry. So that clearly was incorrect. So all that it ended up being is that there's one switch here, and one switch here. And I think it was just these two were connected in reverse. And it's easy to do because all those 3 connectors are the same. So literally just had to swap these 2 underneath the playfield, and boom, center ramp is back in action. Okay, so I think that covers pretty much everything. Now, what's left? I got a topper coming. I gotta order a set of decals. I think, let's check my list. Okay, oh, I gotta check and adjust the pop bumpers, Ferris wheel, drain switch, that's undetermined, left flipper sticky, that's undetermined. Tilt bob, that is resolved. Check the fuses, make sure the rest are proper values. Okay, so I still got a few things to do, but getting closer. Alright, I'll keep you posted. It might be the end of this video, it might not. Who knows? Find out on the next video, or right now. Okay, I guess right now it is. So, I removed the CPU, and then I removed the old battery pack, and wired up a little 3-banger AA action. Screw the battery pack to the side of the cabinet. And this battery pack actually has a little connector here, so one can remove the CPU if necessary without having to remove the battery pack that is screwed in. So that's kind of handy. So now, I guess the test is to find out whether this saves our settings. So let's try this and see if I mounted the battery pack somewhere out of the way where it's not going to mess with anything, but I think should be good there. Okay, factory settings restored as usual. So what we're going to do... see, that's what I mean. It's so loud. Okay, then you got to exit out, and then it starts over again. Then it goes through ball search because the balls are out. Then you have to turn the damn thing down. Oops. And then we're going to do this. The first thing we're going to do. Adjustments. Pricing adjustments. Free play. Yes. Okay, and then let's exit out of there. I don't know, maybe we should just sort of... That credit dot is going to be for setting time and date, which I'll do after starting game.
Hurry, hurry, step right this way.
I'll have to do minimum volume override because you can't turn it down any lower than 8. Because the operators, well, Williams wanted the machines to be loud and obnoxious in the arcade, so they wouldn't let you turn the volume down below a factory setting unless you override it in the settings. So right now 8 is as low as it gets. Okay, let's plunge a ball. Oh, let's do our first Ferris wheel test in gameplay. Ooh, that was flawless. Okay, that's good. Let's hit the flipper a bit, see if it's sticky.
My grandma throws better than you.
Oh, and then let's hit the center ramp and see if we get
Ugly.
any points. See that?
What kind of throw is that?
I am convinced that whoever did the call out for the heckler also did the call outs. Well, that's actually the dummy, right? That's the Dunk the Dummy. Whoever did the call outs for Dunk the Dummy is the same person who did the call outs for the heckler in Williams Slugfest, which I believe was the same year. Or maybe the year after. This is 91, Slugfest might be 91 or 2, but it would make perfect sense. But as soon as I heard that call out from the juggler, I'm like, I recognize this voice. Alright, so punch ball, turn machine off, turn machine on, see if our batteries are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Look at that. Let's see, our time and date are not set. Yes, we know that. Anything else? Nope. But let's exit out of there. And you see this? This start button is flashing. And, oh, missed it, but it says free play on the display. So, Operation Batteries were a success. I can pardon me, knock that off the list now and move on to what else? Some less fun stuff. Checking the fuses, checking all the pop bumper switches, make sure they're cleaned and adjusted. And then we'll just do the gameplay will be what will knock off left flipper sticky, drain switch, Ferris wheel sticky. Gameplay is only going to be the thing that determines whether that's actually good or not. So, cool, man, getting close. Okay, so a few things have happened since the last video. This video is turning out to be fairly lengthy, but that's okay. First of all, the drain switch didn't register the last time I drained, so I put it in switch test, and I stuck my hand underneath, trying to activate the drain, and the switch, I pushed up on it, it had no resistance. Like, wait a minute. That'll explain the occasional drain switch not working. Come on. That's what was happening. So, I need to remedy that. Not really sure why it's doing that. I'll clean the back of the apron, and there might just be the slightest groove in the playfield over the years. So I'll have to check that out. I also just cleaned the playfield, but I'm going to clean in that area a little extra more. I see there's a little bit that I missed there. So, but yeah, that's the other thing I did, which brings me to the next problem. I gave the playfield a good cleaning, and the ramps. You know, I didn't remove everything, and they get the glass on, so you can't really see, but it turned out real nice. But my new issue is this. Let's see if I can try and show you here without too much trouble. First thing I need is a ball. Then I need to get it into my old hand here, so plunge and grab. Okay, so here, this is the exit to the Ferris wheel. Watch this. I cleaned the ramps, and now it doesn't go all the way around like it used to before. Don't you think cleaning everything would make it actually smoother and faster? So WTF, why the heck is my Ferris wheel exit not as good as it used to be? That don't make much sense to me. Like, nothing's loose. So I'm gonna have to investigate that. Okay, here's the other weirdness. Left flipper stopped sticking since I changed the coil stop and tightened the spring. So far, it has not sticked. It has not stuck once. Then, during my main test game, of which I got the grand champion score, by the way, glass was on. It's like 70 million or something. It's probably nothing to what can be done on this game. It seems like if you just hit the ramps over and over again, you can probably get billions. But during that game, the right flipper started sticking up to the point where almost every single flip it was sticking, and then you just hit the left flipper to give it a little vibration and it would drop it down. So I knew that it was not electrical, it was not coil related. That's when you say solenoid and coil in the same word, you get soil or collonoid. Anyway, so I tightened that spring and changed that coil stop to pretty much the same damn one. I mean, here's the originals. Actually, if anybody knows the answer to this, why is there a little triangle hole in there? And why is there a triangle non-hole in there? That's what was originally in there. And the ones I put in are pretty much identical, except they're just a smidge. These are new old stock. Smidge longer stop, which just means you have less of a throw on your flipper, but you can still make the ramps and everything. And so I'm fine with it. But I've got these shiny ones. That's what I put in there. I got these kind of just a little more different type of shine to them. I'll put them side by side so we can see here. Super shiny and not so shiny. So maybe they're different materials. I don't know for sure. So they're basically identical as well. The stop portions are pretty much looks like identical lengths. So that's all I did. Tighten the springs, swapped over to the other new old stock dull ones, and it seems to be working. So I don't know if this is magnetized coil stops or what. Again, time will tell. So flippers are currently okay. Drain issue is now diagnosed. The Ferris wheel on that main test game, it did screw up once on me. So I did tighten the belt a little bit more. I put a mark on it so I knew exactly where it was. And then you just pulled down this latchy thing to tighten on the belt. So I got another maybe 16th or 8th of an inch more tight on it, and it's been fine, except that now it doesn't feed all the way around after I clean the playfield and ramps. Why? I do not know. Makes no sense to me. It really does not. So that, you know, worst comes to worst, and just, you know, see why the ramp is cut out here? For that very reason. If the ball doesn't feed around, it still has a spot to exit. So it's built into the game, and I don't know how much trouble I can go to try and make that work again, but I will try. But if it's not consistent, then I'm not gonna sweat it too much. What else? I cleaned and adjusted the pop bumpers, and I did find one fuse here that was, this is a fast blow, you can tell. Here, let's it's just a little thin wire in there. Hey, maybe I can actually see what amperage this is, because it's supposed to be 2.5. Oh, I'm hurting my brain right now. What if we go in real close? What does that say? Doesn't look like 2.5. Kind of looks like maybe a 5 amp. Definitely supposed to be 2.5. So I remedied that. Yeah, that really does look like a 5, doesn't it? Anyway. So that's fixed. So that's about the end of the progress report for today, I believe. I haven't eaten in forever, so me hungry. But that is the state of Hurricane, and eventually I will have some nice custom apron cards, the new topper, and the last few kinks worked out, hopefully, and see if I can work on this Grand Champion score, 73 mil, which is probably garbage. I don't think they probably use this in a lot of tournaments, I think, because it's probably exploitable. So I wonder what some crazy high scores are. If you got a good high score on Hurricane, let me know. I know what to strive for. All right, cool. Talk to you later.